Aye! Magandang umaga mga kapadya, kapatid at mga darling. Ang Ronda Pilipinas ay malapit na mangyayari uli after 2 long years. Aye! Ronda Pilipinas is considered to be the most prestigious cycling event in the Philippines. All over the world, ang mga Pilipino ay kinikilala na mahihilig sa cycling kahit dito sa bansa ng Qatar. Pero marami nagtatanong, bakit kaya walang Philippine team or Filipino cyclist man lang nakasali sa world most prestigious cycling event na kinikilalang Tour de France? Oo nga no. Since naging mahilig din naman ako sa cycling, so I started to ask the same question. And by the means of the internet, I started to search for some answers. At ito ang dahilan kung bakit. Before tayo mag-start, special thanks muna sa mga vlogs ni Jonathan the Adventurer and Coach G of My Cycling Diary. Dahil sa mga vlogs nyo ay napadali ang mga researches ko. Shout out sa inyo mga idol. Ngayon, balik tayo sa question. Bakit walang Philippine team o Filipino cyclist na kasali sa Tour de France? Bago ang lahat, alamin muna natin ang Tour de France. Ang Tour de France ay isang cycling sports event organized by the Amaury Sports Organization and sanctioned by the UCI. Ito ay kinikilala as the most prestigious cycling race in the planet. Yes, sa balat ng lupa mga darling. Most prestigious means highly respected and admired, tulad ng Wimbledon for lawn tennis, NBA for professional basketball, Major League Baseball, at FIFA World Cup, at iba pa. Organized in 1903, it has been an annual event except during the course of World War I and World War II. Ang sabi ng iba, ang dahilan daw ay dahil walang suporta from the Philippine government. Question: Philippine government ba talaga ang dapat gagastos para sa isang professional cycling team na sasali sa Tour de France? Masyadong debatable at napaka-sensitive yung topic na yan. Pero dito muna tayo sa mga alam natin. Tingnan muna natin ang budget ng Philippine Government Sports Budget for 2022 as reported by Rappler dated September 30, 2021. PH Team Budget Increase for Jam-Packed 2022 campaign. On top of the 175 million pesos proposed budget of the Philippine Sports Commission for fiscal year 2022, the lower chamber approved an additional of 650 million for the Philippine Sports Commission 2022 budget from General Appropriations. So, simple mathematics muna tayo mga idol. Meron tayong sports budget na total of 825 million pesos for 2022. Mamaya tingnan natin kung pwede natin masingit sa budget ang Tour de France. Ang sabi ng iba, since it is a professional team, it has to be shouldered by private companies and some local and international sponsors. The only way na maka-attract tayo ng international sponsors ay kailangan meron tayong competitive na mga atleta sa mga world-class levels. Question: meron ba tayong mga competitive na mga atleta na kaya bang isupport ng budget natin? Kaya ba ng mga local sponsors? Willing ba mag-invest ang mga international sponsors? Gaano ba kasikat ang cycling sport sa bansa natin compared to basketball, football, bowling, billiard, and boxing? Are the sponsors willing to make the ultimate sacrifice para sa mga siklistang Pinoy? Bago natin pag-usapan ang mga budget na kailangan para sa Tour de France, pag-usapan muna natin kung paano maging qualified sa Tour de France. Baka naman iniisip nyo na basta-basta ka na lang pupunta doon sa France at magbayad ng registration fee, then karera na. No, senyor. It is much more complicated than that, mga darling. For a start, in order to be qualified sa Tour de France, you must win local races sanctioned by the UCI. UCI means Union Cyclist International or the International Cycling Union. It is the world governing body for cycling sports. Yung mga local race na UCI sanction sa Philippines ay ang Tour Pilipinas, PreZ-RiQ, and syempre ang inaabangan ng lahat, Ronda Pilipinas. You also need to join some international races sanctioned by the UCI in order to earn enough points. Only then you may, baka lang ha, you may have a shot to join the Tour de France. Kailangan, you must become one of the best cyclists of your team. Ang Tour de France ay ang pinakamahirap na karera ng mga pinakamalakas at pinakamagaling na siklista sa buong mundo. You need to be the best among the best. Your team must be one of the top worldwide teams and enter the UCI ranked events. Ibig sabihin, kahit na skilled rider ka pa, kailangan mo pa rin maging member ng isang world team. At kung member ka na ng isang world team, you must participate in 3 Grand Tours events. Yun ay ang mga world team races, pro continental team races, and continental team race. Kailangan sali ka ng sali sa mga karera in order to gain enough points in order to be qualified. Question: paano maging qualified ang isang team as a world team, pro continental team, and continental team? Ang world team usually being selected by the UCI as the top 19 teams in the world, plus 4 teams in the form of the wild card, based on the marketability of your team. Total team will be composed of 23 teams for the Tour of France. Ibig sabihin, i-assess ng UCI ang team mo based on the administrative matters, ethics, financial matters, organizational, and sports guidelines. Ang pro-continental team naman ay usually selected din ng UCI as the next 19 teams. Usually, pagpasok ka na as a world team, pasok ka na rin as a pro-continental team. And the last but not the least, kailangan ang team mo ay pasok din as a continental team, which is composed of 162 teams. So far, ang Philippine team na pasok as a continental team ay 2 teams lang. Yan ay ang 7-Eleven and Go for Gold team. Long way to go, Philippine team. Pero malaking bagay na rin para sa ating mga Pilipino na magkaroon ng team na pasok as a continental team. As of 2022, there are only 13 Asian riders na pasok sa world team, in which 10 of them are from Central Asia, all from Kazakhstan. Then, 3 lang ang sa East Asian countries, 2 sa Japan at 1 sa Chinese Taipei. Dito naman sa Middle East, there are 6 riders na pasok sa world team, 4 from Israel, 1 from Bahrain, and 1 from UAE. So far, wala pang taga-Qatar. It simply means na ang dahilan kung bakit wala pang Philippine team na kasali sa Tour de France ay dahil wala pang Philippine team na nakakapasok as world team at pro-continental team. At wala pa ni isang siklistang Pinoy ang nakapasok sa ganong levels ng mga team. Question: kung may siklistang Pinoy ba nakasali sa isang world team na qualified sumali sa Tour de France, automatic ba nakasali na rin siya sa karera? Ang sagot ay, sorry to disappoint you mga darling, hindi guaranteed na makasali ka kaagad sa karera. Depende pa rin yan sa team selection at sa team plan. Not unless you are proven to be one of the best top riders of your team. Beyond reasonable doubt, kasama ka na sa karera. Tour de France consists of 8 riders per team. However, a pro team is usually consists of more riders. The team selection will always go for the best 8 riders. A UCI Pro team needs to have a minimum of 25 riders to a maximum of 30. And lastly, your team is required to stay in Europe, preferably in France, to train for 2 to 3 years and to join all UCI sanctioned international competition in order to gain the required points. Mukhang magastos Kaya mga darling, malinaw na ba kung bakit di pa qualified sumali ang Philippine team sa Tour de France? Someday. Determinasyon lang. Who knows, di ba? Ngayon mga darling, pag-usapan natin ang money matters. Question: magkano ba ang gagastusin pag magpadala ng team sa Tour de France? As per some of the experts mga darling, the estimate cost of expenses for a Philippine team would probably range from 6 to 8 million US dollars a year. Usually, 50% ng budget goes to the salaries ng mga athletes, coach, trainers, medical teams, dietitian, masahista, mekaniko, reserve athletes, sports equipments, and other support teams. The rest of the budget will be for traveling expenses, accommodation, food and medicines, registration fees, and other operating expenses. Siyempre, bibiyahe din yan sila sa iba't ibang bansa para sumali sa mga UCI sanction events. Simple mathematics na naman muna tayo mga darling. Sabihin natin, 8 million US dollars ang budget, which is around, sabihin mo na 400 million pesos in 1 year. Nako, edi halos kalahati na yan ang overall budget ng gobyerno na 825 million pesos na inalok para sa Philippine Sports Commission. Cycling pa lang yan at iisang team lang. Sa sinasabi dito sa news ng Rappler, ang budget ng Philippine Olympic Committee for 2022 are intended for 6 major tournaments: Beijing Winter Olympics, Thailand Asian Indoor and Martial Art Games, the World Games, Gwangju Asian Games, and Shantou Asian Youth Games. Wala pa sa usapan dito ang Tour de France. So to continue sa ating mathematic, 8 million US dollars per year times 3 years of training is equals to 24 million US dollars, which is equivalent to more or less 1.2 billion pesos mga darling. Sponsors would really think at least twice or more before investing. Would they be expecting something in return from the team and athletes? Siyempre meron. Yung budgeting kasi depende sa bansa yon or depende rin na rin sa team. It will surely cost more sa ibang world teams. British professional cycling team Ineos Grenadier has a budget of 50 million euros or approximately 15 million US dollars a year or 2.85 billion pesos a year. More than double sa napaka-conservative na estimate ng Philippine team. Question: magkano ang sahod ng isang pro-continental team rider at world team riders? Ang minimum wage ng isang pro-continental team rider as set by the UCI is about 44,000 US dollars a year, which is about 2.2 million pesos a year or 183,000 pesos a month. Ang minimum wage naman ng mga world team riders for men set by the UCI is about 60,000 US dollars a year, which is about 3 million pesos a year or 250,000 a month. Para naman sa mga babae na world team riders, 31,000 US dollars a year, which is about 1.55 million pesos sa isang taon or 129,000 pesos a month. Ito ang mabigat mga darling. Si Egan Bernal, a Colombian cyclist in 2019 Tour de France champion and a member of the team Ineos Grenadier, has a salary of 3.2 million US dollars a year, darling. Ang pinakapaboritong siklista ng karamihan, si Peter Sagan, previously member of the German team Bora Hansgrohe, is known to be the highest paid cyclist with a salary of 5.7 million US dollars a year. So, mga kapadyak, kapatid at mga darling, ano sa tingin nyo? Magsa-shoulder ba ang Philippine government sa mga expenses para magkaroon ng Philippine team sa Tour de France? Or meron kayang mga sponsors na may lakas loob na i-cover ang financial requirements ng isang Philippine team? Meron bang sapat na lakas ang mga siklistang Pinoy para maging member ng isang world team? Please leave a message in the comments down below. Yun. So that's all folks. If you like the show, please help my channel grow. Hanggang sa muli, this is Kuya Rix TV saying that if you talk about cycling, remember that we share the same passion. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and see you next time. Ay, yeah!